Hello and welcome to another edition of Another Book Review. Today I'm going to be reviewing The Last Policeman by Ben H. Winters. I'll go a little bit into the author's background, my history with the author, go into a brief overview of the plot, talk about what I liked about the book, what I didn't like about the book, and finish off with recommendations and what I will be reading next. So just to kick it off, Ben H. Winters is a writer probably best known for his book, the alternate history novel, The Underground Airlines. Underground Airlines, I actually got a chance to read that last year, and there's actually a lot of similarities between that book and this book, The Last Policeman. In that book, it's an alternate history novel with essentially a bounty hunter who gets caught up in a conspiracy dealing with the capturing of escaped slaves in a timeline where slavery was never fully outlawed. So I have my long point of that is that I am familiar with his work, and I have read and liked his work in the past. I don't know much about his background. I know he actually has won some awards. I believe this novel was nominated and won some awards. So what is it? The Last Policeman is about a police detective in New Hampshire who has discovered a dead body inside of a McDonald's, and it appears to everyone to be a suicide. However, the police officer believes on a hunch that the body is in fact there due to a murder. And the book follows the detective's search for the truth behind the dead body, all while there is an asteroid. I believe it's an asteroid, it could be a comet. I believe it's an asteroid that is headed to Earth. It will basically wipe out Earth in 6 months. So the novel takes place over actually a course of about a month, a few months before this is happening. But one of the things that's interesting about the novel, one of the things I liked most about it, is it has working on two different layers here as far as a very tight mystery inside of a small New Hampshire town, all while this is going on at the outside world of the asteroid hurtling towards Earth, and what impact that has on society as far as people coming in to do their jobs, people going off, quitting their jobs to do what they call their bucket lists, things they've always wanted to do and are now having to do because time is running out, how it affects the morale of the citizens in the town, how it affects things like drug laws and things like that. So I thought all that was done really well. I think that was all handled relatively realistically to what would have happened. I really enjoyed the main character. He is in a lot of ways very single-minded and single-focused on his job, but there is a little bit of his past that you kind of understand why he has the feelings that he has towards his job and also the people in his life. I think that the author's writing style, and I saw this in Underground Airlines as well, it's a very minimalistic, to-the-point writing style. There's not a lot of flowery prose that's unnecessary. There's not a ton of background that's really unnecessary. So he's not really here to go off on a lot of tangents. Because of that, the book is actually really short. I was able to rocket through it in about 2 days. I think it's like 318 pages paperback. It's relatively slim, and like I said, I read it in 2 days. You just kind of hum through it because it is so straightforward. Some things I didn't care for as much. There's kind of an A plot and a B plot to the novel. The B plot didn't land as strongly as the A plot did for me, and the ending of the novel, I don't want to give away any spoilers. This is kind of trying to keep it spoiler free. The ending of the novel didn't quite land as strongly as I would have liked it to, but other than that, and that's going to be kind of a question of taste, you kind of do, I think, see where the novel is going, and you kind of see which characters are maybe more suspicious than others if you've read detective novels in the past. But overall, I actually really enjoyed this novel. I think I enjoyed it a little bit more than Underground Airlines. It was a little bit easier to get into, and I think the premise of a kind of a world-ending catastrophe or a world-changing catastrophe kind of lurking in the background definitely gave the novel an edge to it, and it kind of explained certain times you see this kind of often in horror movies and novels, as far as how technology, if something is set in the modern day, how technology is going to be handled in a world with cell phones and the internet and things like that. I think this novel does a clever way of limiting those resources. Won't go into it too deeply, but I thought that it handled those things really well. So who would I recommend this novel to? I would recommend it to anybody who enjoyed things like China Miéville's The City in the City, or I'm going to butcher the title on this because it's been a while since I read it, but Michael Chabon's The Secret Yiddish Policeman's Union. I thought both of those have kind of similar tones, especially Michael Chabon's work had kind of similar feelings to this, where there is kind of two different plots working. There's kind of a micro plot and a macro plot, as it were, working at the same time. So if you enjoyed either one of those two novels, I think you'll also enjoy this because it has a similar flavor. And next week I'm actually going to be reviewing Pygmy by Chuck Palahniuk, whose name I also probably just butchered there. But I'm looking forward to reading that. I've never read anything of his before, and I think that'll be fun. But until next time, feel free to like the video, subscribe to the channel. Feel free to follow me on Twitter. And until next time, bye.